Others
Well,
will
kind of
ask
the
you
end of this little,
employees and kind of review with us
I don't know what you call
what our
it.
benefits are. And
No,
And I
no
know that
sorry,
you
no
don't have
building
internet
permit, it's
in-house,
just
and I
nice.
think
and
you don't have a feather.
don't really get internet.
It's usually on.
Yeah, so that's good. That's a blessing.
So excited.
On campus.
Yep.
hopefully, if not,
Be careful going around dead man's curve.
we'll be able to come
Is that how
to
it's
what
doing
our
this?
existing is.
Oh, yeah.
know
That's
we
what
have some-
that is.
And then so
Yeah,
that we
dead
can
man's
say,
curve.
do we feel like this is
You remember when they
appropriate
called us
or
bus turning over? and-
Oh my God.
I would just like to, I would like that teachers know that.
Yeah, I try not to go that far. I know where it is.
Go in the house to talk to them.
That's good. No words love.
I enjoy the ride, I enjoy the further out you get, away from town, the
And I
better.
don't think it's something that we're gonna have ongoing all the time. You know, it's just.
But I think it's a really good question, is,
What do we offer?
what do we offer and what do those benefits look
Well, I
like?
know
And
you're,
let's
through your
make sure
insurance,
that
you
they're
can
appropriate.
get therapy and you can work for that kind of stuff, but I would think in-house what we have available from other professionals within our district.
Well, I know though, I've been, in situations before that have offered programs where you could
See,
set
we
up
had-
one in your first three, and you didn't really follow the insurance or anything.
Exactly, we had, when I was a state employee.
How many are there, Mr. Neal?
They called,
Of all three, there are 10. We have 3 of ours. It was a small group.
so it was all
10,
in-house.
3 from Key Baylor,
In our state.
Wiley, Baylor, I think
Right,
3.
that would be a good
2 at Texas College, total 10.
example.
And they all come to Ross's. Wow.
It's been great.
What about Phi Beta?
Coach, I want you to keep me away from
That's
all
Jarvis.
I don't think we have any.
I want him
Now,
to
we
keep
have a
me away
playoff
from
game
all
at the
hills.
stadium tonight, but I don't know who it
that
is.
means.
I just know some of the kids were headed to work concession stands. So,
My son-in-law came to umpire or referee something. He came in from Hallsville.
That's where you
So
get
what are they
me.
doing there, a playoff game?
I heard there's a playoff game tonight and tomorrow night.
I think it's a total of 3 games this weekend.
Yeah, yeah, so I wonder if there's another one Saturday night.
go back to it?
Yeah,
That's money that, I
I
mean,
think one every night. Yeah.
that's
Go,
great.
can you go over there to,
Finally,
is
a
it
nice
still one over
facility.
there?
We have
Yeah.
the,
Still
we have
on
the
number
right
one
field,
Yeah.
the fast field, and now, and the school, so it should be.
I still
it's
have
neat.
coverage in.
Well, they can have the scoreboard,
that-
but
You've got, you're on the
Think
same.
Ms.
like-
Freeland
No,
said
I
if
read
they
it
want the
October 18th.
video,
Right, right.
they have to pay extra.
Yeah,
October.
and I
They
think
have to
they,
hire kids.
This is
yeah,
November
and I think they will.
Yeah, I need to.
Oh, yeah,
There is,
absolutely. Especially being a playoff game, they want to be able to.
Exactly, they wanna see their kids, I'm gonna tell you
Yeah, I
what.
got it. Still, I got it.
You know, it's so fun to sit and see your kids.
Wish I could go,
I
man.
can't make the
I would have
little
loved
meet
to have
and greet
gone.
thing, but I'm
I
going
can get. I have it
I
on my
can't,
computer.
there's too much, I've got business stuff going every direction.
Yeah, well, I'm
Yeah,
Go
I'm
do
not
this
gonna
activity.
make it. I'm
big like
coming
yours.
in.
Good evening. I hereby call this regular meeting of the Nacogdoches ISD Board of Trustees to order. Let the record show that a quorum is present and notice of this meeting was legally posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. Please remember that items do not have to be taken in order shown on the agenda, and please join us in turning your cell phones to the silent mode. The board will now conduct an executive closed session to discuss the items posted on our agenda pursuant to the following provisions of the Texas Open Meetings Act and as allowed by Texas Government Code Sections 551.071, 551.072, 551.074, and 551.129. No voting will take place in the closed meeting, and any action the board wishes to take as a result of discussions in closed session will take place after the board reconvenes in open session. It is now 5:01 p.m. board will now reconvene into open session at 6 p.m. All right, this month, the spotlight is on Fredonia Elementary School. And we want to thank you guys for decorating the bulletin boards at the DSC. I noticed when we were in executive session, a beautiful turkey on the wall. And a lot of you guys may not have the chance to see this, but the feathers of the turkey, guys, if you look, all have what they're thankful for written on them. So it's a wonderful display. Thank you guys so much for putting that together for us. I will call on Principal Wiebold to give us the invocation tonight.
Good evening, President Fitch, board members, and Interim Superintendent Fraley. It is my pleasure to be the principal at Fredonia, and today has been a whirlwind. We have done anything from attendance rally to behavior bash to Fredonia Ferry came this afternoon. I hope you were all there. She was nicely decorated as the Thanksgiving ferry. And so we were able to end the day that way. And so it is our pleasure to come. I know Holly was talking about, worried about we would have people to come and be able to present our pledges and things. And I think we have an outstanding group to come. We have started a student council this year. And so this will be our GT and our student council people to come and do our pledges in just a minute. At this time, I ask us to all to bow our heads so we can give the invocation. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us to a time that we can focus on kids and on staff and making good decisions for our community and our schools. At this time that you continue to hold us in the palms of your hands to guide us in those decisions, and that we take a moment to be thankful of everything that you have provided for us as families, as individuals, as a community, and as a school, that we continue to go in the direction that you lead us and be able to support every student that is in our care and be able to make wise decisions. As the Fredonia Ferry said today, please guide our students as they go home for the holidays, that they think and they're safe over the holidays to return back to us. This goes for our staff as well as our kids. Again, thank you for a wonderful time and for a day that's been filled of blessings and of reasons to be thankful. Continue to guide us as we go forward. Amen. Amen. All right, students, would you come forward? And you're going to line right up here. And you're going to face the people in the audience first. And if my sponsors will come forward, all three. Okay, so I have two student council representatives, Ms. Simpson and Ms. Sides, who started that program this year with us. You got to be careful, Ms. Simpson. And then Ms. Garcia is our GT coordinator and works with our students. And so I'm going to pass this off to Ms. Simpson, and we're going to let each student, if you'll give them your name, what grade you're in, and if you're in student council or GT or both. So again, your name, grade, and which organization you're with.
My name is Eric. I'm 4th grade, and I am in student council.
My name is Natalie, and I'm in 5th grade, and I'm in student council.
My name is Heidi, and I'm in 5th grade, and I'm in both GT and student council.
My name is Caitlin Roach, and I'm in student council, and I'm the president.
My name is Janae Henry, and I'm in student council, the class representative.
My name is Berenice, and I'm in 2nd grade, and I'm in GT.
My name is Alyssa, and I'm in 4th grade, and I am class representative.
My name is Evelyn Dayton, and I'm both GT and student council.
My name is Layla, and I'm in 4th grade, and I'm in student council.
My name is Jennifer Dayton, and I am in 3rd grade, and I am in both GT and student council.
I am Carson Key. I am in 3rd grade, and I am in both GT and student council.
My name is Danielle Yaga. I'm in 3rd grade, and I'm in GT.
My name is Lillian Nicholas, and I'm in 3rd grade, and I'm in GT and student council.
All right, if you will all stand at this time. Students, if you'll turn and look at the flags. Attention, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, All right, students, if you'll stand, they want a picture, so just a second. Parents, y'all can come up and take pictures too if you.
Okay, right here, guys, on three. 1, 2, 3. Hold on just a second. Take one more. 1, 2, 3.
It's good to give the parents a chance.
Stay where you are.
Parents, if you guys want to get up here and take some pictures, that's fine. Let you all get a good shot. Parents, you want to take a picture, or are you good? They're gone. The kids are gone. Okay. we can call them back, but.
Happy Thanksgiving, kids.
Happy Thanksgiving.
They're ready for the holidays to start.
They are gone. They're off tomorrow. That's right. That's right. Yeah, they're done. Car engines revved up, ready to go. Packed and full of gas.
All right, as they're leaving, we will go on and move to the next item on our agenda, celebrations and information items. Superintendent Fraley.
Thank you, Madam President. Well, since last we met, something happened. We passed the bond. We are very pleased that the voters gave us an overwhelming message, and November 6th was a very good day for NISD. We owe a lot of people. We owe the Board of Trustees, first of all, for the 7-0 vote to call the bond. Thank you, Board, for your leadership in that regard and what you did along the way. Board of Directors for the Natchitoches County Chamber of Commerce and NEDCO both passed resolutions in support of the bond unanimously. We talked about before the bond results were in that no matter what happened, we've already scored a victory. The partnerships we formed, the relationships and friendships we formed along the way around town are just really outstanding. And now the work continues as we push forward. We are really working hard already. I had some architects on the phone today, and they're trying to get oxygen now. Meeting with financial guys, and they're all excited. I want to make certain we give our local folks a chance to participate as well. And then later tonight, you'll be approving a Citizens Bond Review Committee that will provide additional oversight on these projects. And I just want to thank everybody for their work on this campaign. I want to thank the Daily Sentinel, some tremendous work there, and I want to thank and apologize to Mr. Michael Martin and Mr. Les Landenberger. They heard every speech I gave. And they kept trying to say, you know, you can leave that part out now. I said, no, that's you heard it, but they haven't heard it yet. So. But at any rate, but thank you, gentlemen, for we had a lot of fun, and we got to know each other a lot better. Really appreciate that. You two fine gentlemen, and just all the folks who worked in the community volunteers, the supporters that put up signs and things. A tremendous community effort, and the schools belong to the community. They said today, on that day, we're ready to get busy, and we are getting busy. Natchitoches High School Golden Dragon Marching Band posted straight ones last month. And they earned another first division rating, and this is their 38th first division rating since 1980.
Wow.
That they earned, and this has become a tradition. And so we feel if you don't get it, so Mr. Weems, keep that in mind. But again, I want to thank the band directors and the music teachers across the district as well for the work they've done to get the bands prepared. I want to thank the Booster Club volunteers and the students for their being willing to put in the hard work, because it is hard work. They began in the summertime, and they march, rain or shine. Thank them very much. And the football team will play Huntsville tomorrow night. Some are calling this kind of a revisit of the battle, the high school edition, the Battle of the Piney Woods. I don't know about that. Natchitoches hasn't done so well in that, so let's call this something else. But anyway, we'll all be there at San Francisco State University tomorrow at 7:30 to cheer our team on. There's a kickoff, send-off tomorrow, what, 2:30? 2 o'clock? send-off, so try to get there as well. And last thing, if you attended the last game of the season, football season, last week, you heard something they haven't heard in a while. You heard the choir sing the national anthem on the new sound system. And you could hear every voice distinctly as if it was right in front of you. This is the latest addition to our video board. We're excited about that work. And if you would note again that our students operate that video board. They operate the cameras. And I will tell you that they're very, very excited. They visited AT&T Stadium yesterday. Look at their system. They didn't take me with them. But they are really on cloud nine, and we're very proud for them. And just keep in mind, again, we had a choice, and we chose to not buy a scoreboard, but to launch a program. That's what we've done. We've launched a broadcast media program, and our students are benefiting from it, and they're getting very, very popular on campus. All right? And Madam President, that's all I have for this time.
Thank you. And congratulations goes out to the football players for their state playoff appearance as well. So, thank you. I didn't want to leave them out after we gave the band an applause. So,
Madam President, could I just express my appreciation to Mr. Fraley for the hard work that he's done and the great accomplishment for the entire district. Thank you for your vision. Thank you for your oversight.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. All right. Now we will move on to item 5, public comments. We will hear individuals wishing to speak that have completed a form located outside the entrance door on the table. They turn it in prior to the meeting. Comments are to be kept to a maximum of 3 minutes. Groups of 5 or more individuals having the same concern shall have a single spokesperson for the group. This open forum is not the time or place to make complaints about a district employee. The board has specific complaint policies and procedures in place for addressing those concerns. The board cannot respond or comment in this open forum. We can inform you, however, of district policies and procedures. The total time allotted for this portion of the meeting is 30 minutes. And Mr. Michael Martin will keep time for us. Do we have, we don't have any speakers tonight? Oh, well, there you go. I apologize for reading that whole thing, not realizing that we didn't have any speakers tonight. Well, we'll move right on to the consent agenda. Under consent, as you know, unless removed from consent agenda, all items listed will be acted on with one motion. If there's a board member who wishes to discuss an item on the consent agenda separately, please indicate the agenda letter, and it will be set aside for further discussion and a separate vote. Anyone have any items they would like to pull from consent?
Madam President, I move that we approve the consent agenda.
All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Neal. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye and raising your right hand.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, that will take us to our item 7, which is discussion and action items. And I will remind everyone that we met in workshop on Monday and discussed all of these items and had an opportunity to ask questions. I'm sure we'll have some reports back tonight on some of the questions we brought up, but I wanted you guys to know that if we are moving quickly, it's because this is a recap of our previous workshop discussions. So with that, we'll move to item 7A, consideration and approval of an order canvassing returns and declaring the results of the bond election held on November the 6th.
Madam President, I move the board to approve order canvassing returns and declare the announced result as true, correct for the November 6, 2018, our bond election.
Thank you, Mr. Naramon. Have a second with Mr. Montoya. Yes.
Madam President, if I may, we had a total of 12,649 votes cast. Out of those, 8,544 were cast for the bond election referendum, and 4,105 were cast against. So that's about a 68% to 32% approval, and I think this is pretty outstanding.
Absolutely. And before we take the vote, I would personally like to thank our community for this overwhelming show of support for the district and the direction we're moving. And, you know, we've been working really hard to rebuild trust within the community and rebuild confidence within the community and our district. And what an overwhelming show of support that we're heading in the right direction. And I just really want to thank everyone that got out and voted and supported the bond. Anyone else have any comments?
Madam President, I would like to just say, from my perspective, that what happened in our community over the election for the bond shows that our community is starting to come together. And for me, that is such a critical thing, because as a board member, we have gone through some difficulties over the last year, but you know what? We are in our direction of going forward and getting a lot of things accomplished in this district, especially for our students, for our teachers, and for the people in our community. And for that, I applaud the community, because it feels good to sit up here knowing that what we started is going to get finished. And thank you, Mr. Fraley, for your support.
Absolutely. Anyone else wish to make any comments before we take the vote?
I'm excited, and I know a lot of children are going to be excited. They're going to be excited, and they're not going to want to wait whatever time it takes. But when they walk in there, they're going to be crying maybe as much as the teachers, because they're going to have a really beautiful place to work. And that's not just at Carpenter, but all the other places that are going to be affected. And thanks to this community, for every person in this community. And we want every person in this community to be involved in the future of this community and this school district. Thank you.
Madam President, I would like to say that, you know, just sitting here on the podium here, I think about NISD, and I'm one of the ones that was on the staff for over 41 years, worked in the school district and serving on the board here. It's exciting. This is a wonderful community. I am so proud of what is the accomplishment of this community, because this is an investment in our students. It's investing in our community by investing in our students. So thank you, community, for the great work that you've done and we'll continue to do. And thank you for supporting the bond proposal. And it's exciting to see this take place. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hearing no more discussion, I'll call for the vote. Everyone in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. That takes us to item 7B, consideration of appointments to the Citizens Bond Review Committee. Mr. Fraley.
Thank you, Madam President. I worked with some of you and with staff and community folks to put together a list of 21 citizens to recommend to you all to be appointed to the Citizens Bond Review Committee. The purpose of this committee is to provide another level of oversight and transparency in the process. They serve at the pleasure of the board. They do not have decision-making authority. They have oversight expectations about confirming that the projects that we said we would build, we're actually building those projects. And so they will bear witness to that. And also, should we have an opportunity with additional projects, or we have to make any kind of modifications, they'll be involved with the conversation about that, and then we'll make a recommendation to the board with their input as well. So I've given you a list there that you all discuss with me a little more as we appoint these folks, and we'll have the list retyped tonight, but you know who they are.
Open the floor for a motion.
I move to approve the appointed 21 members of the Citizen for the Bond Review Committee as presented.
I second the motion.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Naramon. We have a motion, seconded by Dr. Groman. Thank you. Any discussion, comments?
I would just like to say that I really do appreciate Mr. Fraley being open to having a committee to review this. I think that some of the issues in the past that we've had has been transparency and making sure we do what we said we're going to do with the money that the public has entrusted to us. So thank you for that, and I just wanted to say thank you for those who applied. There were a lot of people that applied, so I just, that means a lot, and thank you for wanting to serve on that committee.
Any other discussion? Okay, we have a.
If I could just add again, this is, I think, a salute to the board as well, because you don't have to do this. And a lot of places won't do this. But this is your commitment that you have nothing to hide. And you don't mind other folks taking a look, see at it. So I really appreciate your leadership and just your willingness to be subjected to someone else having some input at this level. It says a lot about you all's character, and I really appreciate you guys for that.
Absolutely.
Mr. Fraley, I want to make a comment. Not long ago, I was going through my papers, and I realized one of my campaign so-called advertisement. In my campaign advertisement, I specifically said I'd like to be a part of a district that operates in daylight and take care of facilities, take care of the teachers, and foster taxpayers' money. I feel like I am in that position that I wish to be, and I'm very proud to be following Mr. Fraley's leadership. And I think we are headed in the right direction and better things ahead of us.
Thank you for that. Any other discussion? No? Hearing none, all of those in favor, please raise your right hand and say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. That leaves us at item 7C. Consideration of purchase of property located at 4632 Northeast Stallings Drive in Nacogdoches, and more particularly described as within the city of Nacogdoches, Lot 12B1, Block 69, AKA 5.22 acres, Hiram Ritchie Survey, A463. Mr. Fraley.
I'm overexcited to make this motion. I've been waiting on this.
Well, thank you, Madam President. I'll be very brief because I'm going to hold him back. But basically, this is an offer that you all have authorized us to make to purchase the Burke Center property. They're building a new facility on University Drive, and they've made this property available. It's a 25,000 square foot facility and 5.2 acres of land that goes with it to become our new district headquarters. Our offer is to the board there, and they will accept it or not accept it. I think they'll accept it. You know the amount. We're not making that public yet because there could be some other interest to pop up, and we just don't want them to know what they're up against yet. So this is authorizing us to go forth with making the offer, and should their board accept it, then we'll execute a contract to purchase the land, and they're looking at vacating it in March of 2019, and we would be looking at closing within 30 days from that date. In the meantime, we do have a 60-day window where we can go out there and do our due diligence, but we'll try to get some things done ahead of time. Mr. LaRue's team is on deck and ready and anxious, almost as anxious as you are, Reverend Urban, to get out there up on the roof and do a little poking around. But we walked through it with staff before. They've inspected it a little bit, but we'll get really deep into the due diligence prior to the actual closing the deal. But we're very excited about this chance. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Madam President, it's with esteemed honor that I make the motion to purchase and to approve the property located at 4632 Northeast Stallings Drive, as recommended by administration.
Thank you, sir. Do I hear a second?
I'd like to second that.
All right. Mrs. Winslow, we have our second. Thank you both so very much. Any discussion or comments?
I think the staff wants to second the motion also.
Maybe we'll get an applause on this one, yeah?
Oh, I think there's some more language that needs to be added to the motion.
Yeah, there's some more language there.
I can read it.
Okay.
We have it right. We have it here.
In addition to your original motion, there's a little bit more
Okay.
language.
Okay.
All right, Madam President, concerning agenda item 2B1 regarding the consideration of the offer to purchase the property, I move that the Nacogdoches Independent School District Board approve the offer. Is this correct?
Yes, it is.
Approve the offer to purchase the real property on the terms discussed in closed session and authorize the superintendent to negotiate any remaining terms and to execute a purchase contract for the property on behalf of the district.
I'll second that one. Two.
And Holly, I just want to clarify, I want to make sure that he referenced the correct item number.
That is correct.
Item.
Reference the item that was discussed in executive session.
Okay. I follow. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. All right. Any further discussion, comments? All right. All those in favor, please say aye and raise your right hand.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, and that'll take us to item 7D, consideration of our annual school district audit for fiscal year 2017, 2018. Mrs. Barbrick.
Good evening, President Fitch, board members, Mr. Fraley. It's that time of year again for our audit, and we have a representative from Belt Harrison Pejasek, and that's Darla Deer, and she will present the audit to you.
Thank you so much.
Good evening. I'm Darla Deer with Belt Harris Pejasek, here to present your annual financial report. So basically, I'll go over about the three most important pages that we feel are in the audit. And then after that, I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have on the audit. We'd also like to thank you and your office for everything that we've done. The information that we get, it takes a lot of documentation, and they did a great job providing us and getting that to us. So thank you. All right, so if you will flip with me to page 5. This is the page that we consider to be the most important out of the audit, and that's where we issue our opinion on your audit. And you've received an unmodified opinion. That is the highest level of assurance that you can receive, that there are no material misstatements and all disclosures have been made in your audit. So great job on that. All right, if you'll flip with me now to page 27. We'll look at your revenues and expenditures, and what we're going to look at is in your general fund revenues and expenditures. Total expenditures for your year, if you're looking on line 5020, you'll see in the general fund, it was $53,341,596. Flowing down on the page to line 6030, you'll see your total expenditures for the year were $50,261,644. With the other financing sources and uses, the transfers in, sales of property, anything that were like that, that gave you a total of other financing sources and uses of $1,271,634, leaving you a net change in your fund balance of $4,351,586, leaving you with an ending fund balance, that's line 3,000 going across, of $28,495,640. So great job on the increase on your fund balance. I went ahead and ran, one of the ways that we kind of measure the district's health is looking at your fund balance to your expenditures. So whenever I'm looking at those expenditures and I see that you had the $50,261,000, and I compare that to the ending fund balance of the $28,495,000, that puts you at about a 57% of expenditures to fund balance. So what we consider anything above probably 25 to 30% as being a healthy fund balance. So great job on the health of your fund balance there.
So we have a double health balance then?
I'm sorry.
Double health balance.
Yes, yes, healthy fund balance on that one. All right, if you will flip with me to page 68, we'll look at what your actual expenditures were to what your budgeted expenditures were. So you'll see in the column that we really kind of look at on this presentation page is on that variance with the final budget. And once we drop down into that expenditure, what we would not want to see would any negative variances. So if you're looking down through there, you'll notice that all of your variances are positive. You have one small one that's over on page 69. It's a very immaterial amount of $583. That was on the transfer outs. But even looking at what your expenditures were to what your budget was, you'll see that you came in under budget. That on your expenditures, you'll see that that was a positive $707,632, if you'll see on that right-hand column. So it definitely came in under budget on those expenditures, so that looked great on your budget to actual. Now, those are the 3 pages that we consider the most important out of the audit. I will be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
I'm curious, compared to other districts that are similar to our size, do you see the same things going on, or do we have kind of an upper hand on what's going on?
I think with the balance on the fund balance, you've got a great, healthy fund balance, so I would say it's a really great job on that part.
I would say that in reviewing this, I see that you report no findings or recommendations, correct?
That's correct.
All right. I think that needs to be publicly acknowledged. That is a rarity that an audit firm can come in, look at your books, and not find something to say, you really should have done this. So
everything looked great.
Kudos to your team,
Yes.
Ms. Barbrick. That's very impressive. I'd also like to congratulate the administrative team on managing the budget so well that we are able to carry over a little over $4 million and put it into our fund balance. So job well done there, managing expenses and taking care of business well.
We've only just begun.
There you go. All right. Any other questions for Mrs. Deere? All right. Hearing none, I will entertain a motion.
Madam President, I move that the board approve the annual financial report for the fiscal year 2017-18.
I second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Neal and Reverend Irvin. We have the motion by Mr. Neal, the second by Reverend Irvin. Any discussion, questions, comments before we carry to a vote? All right. All those in favor, please say aye and raise your right hand.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank
Right,
you.
great.
And thank you, Ms. Barbrick, for getting that to us. I believe we had this in our hands as early as Monday to get to initially review that, and I appreciate having that time with this. Thank you.
Thank you. If y'all need anything, please let us know. We're happy to help.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
All right, that carries us to action item 7E, consideration of rescheduling the January 2019 agenda review and regular board meetings. Mr. Fraley.
Thank you, Madam President. This is just a number of conflicts for us and giving the staff time after the holidays to prepare better for the board meeting and keep you guys apprised of what's going on in advance. So we're asking that we move the agenda review to the Friday, January 18th, and the regular board meeting move to January 24th, that Thursday, following Thursday.
All right, any questions for Mr. Fraley? Or I entertain a motion.
I move the board discuss schedule in January for review on meeting on Friday, January 18, and regular board meeting on January 24th, 2019.
I will second that.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Naramond, a second by Mr. Matoya. Any questions or discussion? Does that work with everybody's schedule?
Good.
All right. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye and raising your right hand.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Next on the agenda are reports. No action will be taken. This is providing information to the board only. And I will call on Miss Linda Autry to present to us. Thank you. This
Good
will be on
evening.
Advanced Placement Capstone Diploma Program.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, President Fitch, board members, and Interim Superintendent Fraley. My name is Linda Autry, and I'm the Director of Advanced Academics here in NISD. We have been meeting about and discussing, Dr. Hill and Dr. Crespo and I, about the AP Capstone program, the diploma program through advanced placement. The AP Capstone is the AP program's new diploma program, new since about 2014, very similar to the International Baccalaureate. It addresses our need for more opportunities for students to become college-ready through rigorous programs of study to include lengthy independent research projects. The AP Capstone program, I think, is fairly accessible. We're just needing to train teachers in order to bring the program on and provide room for it in our master schedule. Looking at how our community has provided for many of the physical needs of our students through the bond, we are also hoping that this will bring about an answer to some of the intellectual and academic needs of our students to become even more college-ready. Do you have any questions?
So they can choose.
There is more choice through the AP Capstone program, yes, sir. The idea is that they will take the seminar and the research courses in their 10th and 11th grade year, or their 11th and 12th grade year. They're year-long programs in addition to 4 other AP classes. If they score 3 or above on those 6 courses, then they are awarded the AP Capstone diploma.
You've identified the AP courses that will be presented?
So they're allowed to take any of the AP programs that we currently offer. We would be adding the AP seminar and the AP research classes.
And will this require additional staff, or will this be additional training for existing staff?
It would be additional training for existing staff. Yes, and we actually do have a teacher at NHS who is already trained in AP seminar.
Okay. Very good.
Any other
About how
questions?
about how many students do you have involved in this program?
We don't have any students involved in the program yet because we haven't introduced it, but we have a lot of students that are taking different AP courses.
Okay.
Can you anticipate, looking at our current AP numbers, how many students might be able to benefit from this program?
In introduction, if we have, about 20 to 24 students per section is what's
Okay.
recommended.
Okay.
So if we have one section of each, then we're looking at 40 to 48 students,
Good.
hopefully growing it from there.
Absolutely. I could definitely see potential once you roll out such a program as this, that it would grow exponentially through as new
Yes,
students are entering and are targeting and heading for that program.
I agree.
Thank you.
Maybe some of the students coming back.
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing this to us and reporting on it, and we look forward to hearing more back on this program. It sounds very exciting.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. All right, I believe that takes us to our last item on the agenda, and I will be glad to entertain a motion.
Mr. Irvin, go ahead.
Did I hear Reverend say something?
No, ma'am.
Oh.
So I just want to say, I would like to make a motion that we adjourn.
So moved. We are adjourned.
Unless everybody wants to stay.
I didn't want to say too much.